I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. And today, I want you to get stuffed, or your chicken at least. As I get corny, and there's nothing new there, my friends, to combine chicken, chorizo, sweet corn, and so much more, alongside a crispy, crunchy salad. Joining me today in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen is someone who literally knows the score when it comes to corn. They're in town with the production of an award-winning Broadway show all about corn called Shucked, which is at the Strauss Theater in Tampa through Sunday, and here's a little taste.
We're here to tell you a fable.
A farm to fable.
Corn, I'm talking corn. When it's popping up in rows, it's just like Norman Rockwell had a fresh new canvas of a technicolor corn. It's Kentucky and it's Kansas, yeah, it's corn.
Like the lazy dentist said, brace yourself.
How fun is that? That's Shucked, a corn-fed, cornbread American musical on now at the Strauss, and it stars my guest, Quinn Van Antwerp, who was also in the original Broadway production. Welcome to Dinner DeeAs,
Thank you so much for having me here.
I am really, really excited to have you here because Quinn plays Gordy, who's not a corn farmer, more of a con man, and a native of Tampa for that matter too, which is really cool, where part of the musical is set. And before you get run out of town, my friend, for giving locals a bad name, you gotta tell us about your character because I wanna know all about this show. What's it all about?
You know, I like to think Gordy is like a lovable con man. He's a little bit down on his luck. He is from Tampa, and at the time that they meet him, he is posing as a podiatrist, and he has a corn doctor sign outside of his office. And the show is really about this town that their corn starts dying. Maisie, our lead, has to leave to find help, and the person she finds in the big city of Tampa is me, Gordy Jackson. So,
and this is a funny show. Now this is like all comedy, just like a laugh out loud.
I mean, I think that they counted them. There's over 300 jokes in the show. I've never read a script that has this many jokes per page on it.
That's
the music
super cool.
is fantastic. It's amazing to hear like thousands of people laugh together. It's a really great night.
Now, since you only get to think about corn every single night and twice a day on weekends when there's a matinee, I thought we could make a recipe where corn has the starring role. Now, this is going to be an awesome dish. It's a chicken roulade with chorizo, corn, and we're going to be using cheddar cheese. And just checking, you're not allergic to corn, right? Like,
No,
nothing.
I hope not.
Okay, very good, because we're going to be working together on this one. I have already started within just a cast iron pan here, and I just took a little bit of some chorizo, I crumbled it up, and I browned it. Now this was just straight out of the sausage link with the casings, and I just pushed it out, and I just made some nice crumbles. I added some shallots, and then I did some garlic. Now this is perfect timing. You want to add some corn in?
Oh, do I ever?
Now, this was thawed corn straight from a bag here because we've used this corn two different ways. This was just straight frozen corn. I've roasted it for a little bit, and we're also just going to toss this with all that beautiful flavor from that chorizo that's rendered, that's fat, and it's oil. And we're just going to hit it with just a little salt and a little pepper here.
That's amazing.
You want to help me here?
Absolutely.
Now, do you get to cook a lot?
I mean, I do. I traveled on the road with my wife and my 2-year-old. So I do a lot of practical cooking. You know what I mean? Like a lot of our nights off, we'll have like a family dinner at our house because we always rent a big house in whatever town we're going to. And
that's nice.
Everybody else gets to travel alone.
And we're going to hit it with just a little bit of salt.
You got it. And so we try to, like, you know, keep a little bit of the family dinners going on Monday nights.
Now this is absolutely perfect. I just want to kind of heat the corn up a little bit, get a little bit of those fats and those oils, but I also need for it to start to cool down because we're gonna make our stuffing with it. And this is where I'm gonna use the same pan. So I'm gonna try to get as much out as possible here. But I need that to start to cool a little bit so that way then it doesn't burn us.
I've never felt more like a con man than cooking with you. I mean, this is above my pay grade.
This is absolutely a fun joy for me because, like, secret confession, like, I absolutely love Broadway shows.
You do?
I totally do. All right.
Okay, what are we doing
So we're gonna
next?
let this cool for a little bit while we start adding in some ingredients. Now, I've already toasted some pine nuts earlier, so we can throw those straight into our mixing bowl.
Ready to go?
Mm-hmm. We also have some fresh parsley that I chopped up and just really did a nice fine mincing for. Mm-hmm. We got some Saison. This is a really nice complete seasoning. That's just like a shortcut, but it's gonna have all these beautiful flavors. We're gonna throw
all of it?
Yeah, let's go straight in.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
Now this is where we're going to start to kind of bring what was kind of the loose ingredients together to really form some nice filling. So we got a little bit of some breadcrumbs.
That's it. I mean, this.
Now this is unseasoned breadcrumbs because we added the Sazon. That's going to take the place of what would have been like an Italian breadcrumb that would have had so much more flavors. This has got more a citrus bite behind it and more of that cilantro versus some of those woodsier herbs. We're going to add 1 egg.
Okay.
Okay. And what we're going to do here, you want to get messy with me?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
please.
We got some gloves here. And I've got other sizes if you need. These are larges on this side here.
Now, like, you know, is this, we're almost like getting into like meatball territory, is that right?
In a way, you could kind of make that as an argument. Certainly you could. If you wanted to kind of just roll this up, you certainly could. If you want to have ground this and made like an actual like chicken meatball with it, I think that would actually be a really good thing. So you're already kind of thinking of ideas for your Monday night at the house.
Speaking of, you know, Jersey boys, we used to make a Frankie Valli's mother's meatball recipe back in the day.
All right. Now, if you've done then the Italian style then of cooking, then you know what this is.
Oh, I do.
You've got to melt it here. I've already butterflied the chicken breast. So I took a nice chicken breast, I cut it down the middle, and I just slightly just started opening it up like a book and just used my knife to just kind of keep pulling through that middle. And I already started pounding it thin, but I think it'd go a little bit thinner.
And just this, the flat side, right?
That's
all we need.
That's it. To make your own corn dinner that shows it's good for more than just popping, grab my recipe for this chicken roulade at dinnerdeals.com. We also have a link to find out more about Quinn's show, Shuck, which is at the Stratas in Tampa through Sunday. Just scan the QR code with your phone to find us fastest. Okay, I'm just going to kind of mix our ingredients here together.
Okay, we're looking good.
If you want to take that plastic wrap off, add just a little bit of some cheddar cheese here as well.
Ready for us.
Now, Quinn, well, I get this last little bit mixed in here with the cheese to mix in. If you want to hit with a little bit of salt and pepper on both of our chicken breasts there.
This I can handle. This amount of cooking I can handle.
This is the one?
I've done this before.
Nice.
We cook a lot, you know. We try to stay as healthy as we can because we're performers and we have to work so hard and look good in our clothes, and so we do a lot of like roasted vegetables, a lot of like chicken breasts in the oven.
I absolutely love it. You got a little bit of paprika over here.
Okay.
Let's go with a nice little pinch on both. Yeah, there we go. And this is really simple, straight out of the pantry. Really easy to find ingredients here. And I made sure that this was cooled down because of that egg. If it was too hot, it would have been a scrambled egg with it.
Okay.
But that egg with that breadcrumb and especially that cheese, that's going to help bind it all together. You can see how kind of it's all come together as one. Now you've done a great job over here. And here is where we're going to start doing the roulade. Now this is really fun.
We find out.
This is going to
if
separate.
I'm any good at this.
This is going to separate the boys from the men over here, my friend. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Quinn, we're going to just take a nice little bit inside and just kind of form like a log.
Okay.
Now you're taking probably about a golf ball and just making a little bit of a log out for the first one here, and I'm going to take the left side or the right side here.
Great.
You take the left side. And what I want to kind of do is I want to get a nice little bit inside it, and I might take a little bit of more, maybe about a half of a golf ball here. And that way then it's that form, that same equal. And I want to put it about a third of the way in.
Okay.
That's perfect. We get just a little bit more to cover that surface right there. It almost looks like a corn, right?
I know, it was like we're making corn cob stuffed chicken breasts.
It's kind of getting to that look and feel to it there. We might have to change the name for it now because of that. I think you're onto something here. And all we're going to do here is we're just going to start rolling it up like so. And we're going to just take it from the bottom, okay? And I just want to be able to kind of pin it over like so. And I just want to roll it kind of tight here. And I just want to roll it all the way down, like so. Now we're just keeping this really simple for a roulade.
Okay.
Now we could have done a nice thin layer across the whole thing, and so that way it's even more rolled. But for you and for someone home, let's just keep it really simple, really easy. Okay? Now I've also taken some kitchen twine. Now this is perfect for having at home. You want to make sure you don't have a nylon one because that would be where it was start to melt.
Okay, great.
So you want to have a nice thread behind it. And we're just going to tuck these underneath our, from the top and from the bottom. And we're not going to do anything more than just simple knots here. I just want to keep it, again, really simple. Okay. And we're just going to literally just tie our shoes with it. Just tie our shoes with it for right now. And just make sure that it's nice and tight behind it.
So easy a corn doctor could do it.
So easy a corn dog, and that's what I
it.
wanted to have happen here, my friend. I just want to make this easy. Now, we could have done a butcher's roll, but I think that would be a little too difficult for us right now.
But the next time, when I come back, we're going to do a butcher's roll.
It's an encore presentation,
yes, exactly.
Okay? An encore presentation.
I've done some research.
And all we're going to do here is we're just going to cut, and I'll cut your ends as well. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to sear it. And all this did for us was this just kept everything together in its shape for us. And while it does that, it keeps that beautiful form. We're going to finish this off in the oven, but I need to get a nice little bit of a sear going in our pan. We've got that same pan that we had from earlier here with just a little bit of oil. We're going to roll that around just a little bit. And all we're going to do is we're going to place it right into our hot pan here. Woo. And that sound of that sizzle is exactly what you want, my friend, absolutely. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of roll it around for a little bit. We know that when it's ready to be flipped, it will have released itself, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to let this be for a little bit, keep monitoring it, and we're going to take a quick intermission for the full theater experience. Feel free to line up outside your own bathroom until we come back. And when we do, we bring corn crunch to a salad ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, and today's show is cornier than ever. My guest Quinn van Antwerp is in the town, starring in Shucked, an award-winning musical all about corn. And I'm making it the centerpiece of my idea for dinner, a chicken roulade with chorizo, corn, and cheddar. Before the break, I made the stuffing for the roulade, cooking chorizo and adding shallots, garlic, and corn, then combining that with cheese, toasted pine nuts, parsley, some Sazon Completa and all-purpose seasoning, breadcrumbs that were unseasoned because of that Sazon, and egg. Then butterfly chicken breasts, slicing them in two and pounding them to be about 1/4 of an inch thick. And we filled them with the stuffing, rolling them up, and we used kitchen twine to hold them in place. And then we seared them inside our nice cast iron pan here.
They look good.
Like they've got beautiful color in that searing. And you got that color in that sear. You also have it now locking in its shape, which is what we want. But that's still raw. So we're going to pop this into the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes here. Again, it's all subject to how much heat you had on there, but about 10 to 12 minutes here at 375 is all we want to do.
Does it matter how thin you pound the chicken based on how much you want to cook it, or?
Great question on that one here. The thinner the surface, the less area that it would have to actually cook through.
Yeah.
But because we have that stuffing, it's still going to have to still cook.
Pretty thick.
Now, it was already cooked chorizo. That cheese still needs to melt with everything. And the way that we're going to know that it's completely finished is at an instant thermometer at 165 to make sure that chicken is completely up to temp, and we're good to go. While that is in the oven just finishing up, I figured let's have some fun with some corn riblets here.
Yes.
All right, really, really fun because this is going to accompany our salad that we're going to be doing a little bit later. And
look, there it is. You've already done them expertly, so I thought maybe I could do them.
I'd love to.
As a novice.
As a novice
Yes.
here. Actually, you know what? You're going to be taking the training wheels off right now, my friend, because you're not just a novice over here. You are going to have as much fun as everyone else at home. We just took an ear of corn, cut it right down the middle of our corn to make one piece now to two. Now we've taken those two halves and we've just made that quarter. And now what
we're
we
going
want
to cut
do,
them again, right?
Exactly. So now we're going to go straight down again.
Great.
And this is going to hold that shape of that corn. Now, someone at home, if they want to be able to get another cut out of it, they certainly can. If they want to go even more bite-sized for it, they certainly can. But this, I find, gives a nice little bit of color and texture. And because this is going to dance on top of our salad in a little bit,
right,
it's kind of fun to show it off. Because, hey, man, it's Shucked. Corn's got to be the star of the show.
I know, and it's summertime. Like you want that corned centerpiece.
That's another great piece to it there. A nice sweet corn for it. Absolutely, 100%. I totally know what you're saying there, my friend.
It's not as pretty as his was, okay?
Yours is fantastic. Yours is fantastic. Next thing that we're going to do here is we're just going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to just toss that olive oil, and I'm going to help from above here, because I'm going to sprinkle in just a little bit of the seasoned blend here. Now, this seasoned blend here is just a little bit of some cayenne pepper, a little paprika, a little black pepper, a little salt, some chili powder, and just a little garlic powder, and that's it. So if you want to just kind of can finish these up here and just give a nice little toss
Can I use
there.
this?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
go right ahead.
Great.
And we just want to get a nice coating all over. And to grab my recipe for these riblets and the roulade we made earlier, go to dinnerdeas.com or just scan the QR code to find us with your phone. We also have a link to get tickets to Shucked, the Broadway show Quinn stars in at the Straws, playing through Sunday before it continues its U.S. tour. I love it. I love it. That is really good. And all we're going to do is we're going to pop it right into
Now,
our...
do these need to lay in any sort of...
Well, we could just kind of lay them out like so. They're going to cook inside, and we're going to get a nice little bit of a coating here. You want to make sure we've got a little bit extra here for us to be able to have some. But we just want to maybe do these in batches, maybe get one more in.
Right.
Because we don't want to overcrowd it, because this has got to have air kind of flow through to really get that cooked. We're just going to set this here, and this is going to cook at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes here. And then we're just going to kind of let that be for a little bit. And
Easy.
Then we'll come back. It's
Simple.
easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. Now we can having more fun over here. Because while those cook, we're taking another break. In fact, I've got to go take a call from the Tonys. And don't get jealous. They're just my mechanics who fix my Fiat. When we come back, we make a quick sauce blitzed in the blender ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz, where I'm making a culinary creation from corn. Today, in honor of the musical Shucked, on tour and in town, and one of the stars of the show is joining me to help celebrate the amazing maze, Quinn von Antwerp. And we'd best get on with it as he's due on stage at the Straws in just a few hours, after he's helped me make my chicken roulade with chorizo, corn, and cheddar. Before the break, I got the seared roulades into the oven, while Quinn cut more corn to roast riblets, quartering the cobs and tossing them with olive oil, salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, and then we cooked them into the air fryer while we were finishing up with our chicken roulade, which has now come out of the oven here, and we got to make sure that it's actually going to be up to temperature. Now, if you want to do me the honors here and check for 165.
I need one of these on tour. My road box is going to get heavy with all my cooking supplies. Look at that.
Okay. We hit that 165. We know that it's done. We know that it's ready. But we don't want to slice into it. We need this to rest because it's just going to be ooey gooey and fall right out. So while we let this rest, let's make a beautiful cilantro lime roasted corn avocado sauce. Sounds like a whole mouthful, and it is, and it's worth it. You want to help me with this part?
I do.
All right,
I'm
going to take the top off on this one here. And I've got everything already set up for you over on here. So let's go start adding in first with a little bit of some water. And a little bit of some lime juice and some lime zest. We want to always make sure that we get liquid at the bottom first, so we can be able to make sure that everything starts to really work its way through. Now we're going to add in some nice garlic.
About a scoop of garlic, right?
Yeah. And you can always go a little bit more. You can always go less if you want to.
Like.
We've got some cilantro going in. We're going all in with that cilantro.
Nice.
We're going to hit it with some of the shallots as well. We can use that same nice little tasting spoon there.
Oh, I'm always
Perfect.
Garlic and shallots.
You like garlic and shallots?
Oh, yeah.
They just go well together.
I know,
they just go well together. We've got a jalapeno that I de-seeded, and so that way then we've got flavor, but not that heat. Now, if you want to have that heat, you can always add the seeds, but we're going to go straight in with that. We've got the avocado here. Now, the avocado is going to bring a nice creaminess behind this sauce as well, which I think is going to go really, really well.
Okay. You did that nice thing where you made it so easy for it to come out here.
See, and I want to make it easy for you, my friend.
You're making me look good.
Quinn, you already look good.
My wife is going to watch this, and then she's going to think that I'm better than I am.
She's going to be wanting more of this on stage with you, too. We're going to just hit it with just a little bit of some olive oil inside there. And if you want to hit it with just a little bit of some more salt and pepper here, I'm going to add just a little bit more water.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to, her hopes are going to get up that I'm a real chef now.
Well, now you got to show off a little bit for the family. Those Mondays come around. And then this last piece, we need to add some of that corn in
some
here.
of this corn.
Now, this was corn here that I had just roasted. It was the same corn that we had used right out of a bag here, frozen corn that I let thaw out and then just tossed it with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and just roasted it. And you can see
the whole tray?
Let's go with about half of that right there.
Great.
That sounds perfect right there. Will you do me the honors and turn it on?
There we go. Yeah.
All right. That looks great. All right, we've got tasting spoons right underneath here.
Right here for you. that.
There you go, Quinn.
Look at that.
Creamy,
Delicious.
fresh,
Yeah.
and you got everything going on.
That's perfect.
That's everything.
That's perfect.
One last break before the curtain finally falls on today's show. When we come back, we play it up and take a bow ahead. Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where we're getting creative with corn in the kitchen in honor of my guest, Quinn van Antwerp. He's appearing at the Straws in Tampa with the touring Broadway hit show Shucked, which is all about corn. And if you just joined us, go back and watch the show online for a fuller explanation. And we've been making my chicken roulade with chorizo, corn, and cheddar. It's almost there, my friend.
Oh my God, it's the best part of the whole meal. Look at this.
We pulled out already our beautiful corn riblets that just kind of got tossed with our salad. Our sauce just fits right onto the bottom of our plate there. And then we've done a very cool arrangement for our chicken roulade to kind of sit on top of each other. Taking that breast, slicing it, and then having it stacked right on top so it just kind of oozes out right from the top there. You ready to go?
Yes, it's like an upscale 4th of July
It's like,
meal. You know
but
what I
it's
mean?
all things summer and it's all things to celebrate.
Yeah,
Corn.
Corn.
Thanks again to Quinn van Antwerp. See him in Shucked only through this Sunday at the Straws in Tampa. Details are at our website, dinnerdeas.com, which is where you can grab the recipe for everything we've just made. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more ideas for dinner, as we call them Dinner DeeAs.